Good morning, Savages. This is Savage Sunday, and I'm your host, Eli. And today, we are going to be wrapping up the Asylum series. Today's topic is called The Art of Dying. Sounds a little bit morbid. I get it. But there's a method to the madness. All roads lead to here. We've spoken about the will to change. We spoke about the will to heal and identifying our darkness. We've spoken about perspective. Today, we are going to be talking about the brain and the body and how they are going to be used to get you where you need to go. On a journey to wholeness, death is the destination. It always was. It's unavoidable. But when we're thinking about it, we have to ask, on the way, will you get to where you're going, killing your vices along the way, or will they be the death of you? Last week, I told you to think about the things that are driving you to where it is that you're heading. What is it?
Is it depression?
Is it anxiety?
Is it impulsive behavior? Is it your habits? Well, it is your habits, and that's what we're gonna dive into. Our brain is a sophisticated machine. It puts out 50 bits per second of information in our conscious mind, but 11 million bits throughout your entire body per second.
Per second.
To achieve motor function, to achieve actualized thoughts that drive a movement or a gesture. It is incredibly fast how it transmits chemical signals throughout your entire body, regardless of what is going on up here. Because this is happening every second of every minute of every hour of every day, your brain relies on habits. Habits are like the autopilot of the drive. While your body is moving toward cognitive motor functions like walking, running, when you're driving, when you're speaking, on your day-to-day, your brain relies on habits to kind of work unconsciously so that it can still send that information out, but it allows it not to be overworked so that your actual brain can function on the actual task at hand. So there are certain things that you're kind of almost shut off to. Have you ever driven to work, got to your job, started walking to your desk or your work area, and not even realize how you got there? You don't really remember the drive unless there was something that stuck out to you. Or, we take millions of showers probably a year.
I'm exaggerating that number.
But most times we don't even remember the actual shower itself because it's something that you do routinely. Those are some of the habits that the brain uses as an autopilot so that whenever you do need to use cognitive functions, you have the space available to make the correct decision at a given moment. But what happens when those habits are unhealthy? You see, the brain normally uses these things so that it can kind of relieve itself, right? But there's no autoimmunity to bad habits. We may have an immune system inside that fights off diseases or foreign objects, but there is no autoimmunity for the effects that bad habits can have on us. And eventually, that's a continued trend that destroys the body in which those habits were meant to protect. Your brain looks for cues to tie into a reward. So what are these cues? Hunger, thirst, sexual gratification, or even intoxication, depending on what your vice is. Those cues will then trigger a craving. Cravings are the subconscious motivation in order to change your current state of being. Because when you're hungry, you need to eat to feel satisfied. When you're thirsty, you need to drink to feel quenched, so on and so forth. You can go down the line of things that are cues for you. But it takes your body from how you were feeling to what you want to feel. Once the cravings are queued up, it requires a response. A response is the actual activity that derives from the craving. So it is eating, drinking, having sexual relations, smoking, drinking alcohol in order to be intoxicated, ingesting pills so that you can feel a sense of a high. Finally, those responses lead to what is known as the reward. So the reward is the desired state of being. Whether you're high, whether you're drunk, whether you're full, whether you're quenched, the reward is what the cue was trying to achieve all along. But what if your appetite is destructive? And in turn, you are destroying the mind through the actions that we're taking, which is counterproductive to this process that the mind automatically runs on a consistent basis. It eventually comes back full circle. How do we circumvent this? Well, it's simple. You have to make and break habits. Now, there's a lot of self-help shams out there talking about 21 days to make or break a habit. I'm sorry, it's not true. On the average, it takes about 18 to 66 days to make or break a habit. And I know what you're thinking.
66 days, that is way too long.
But let's be honest with yourself. Let's be honest with ourselves. How long has it been that you've been feeling the way that you've been feeling?
Months? Years?
Decades? We've lived depressed. We have lived oppressed. We have lived in constant fear. So what is 66 days? 2 months? What if I told you that it took 2 months to undo a year's worth of pain? Would you take me up on that? 66 days. We spoke about last week what is driving you or your demons. So this is our time to act on that list that you create. I'm not asking you for anything impossible. What I'm asking you to do is make one healthy habit, just one. Take that one healthy habit and put it into practice every day for 66 days. You are going to get out of this what you put into this. So take that one healthy habit and practice it day in and day out. No fails, no excuses. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't fix everything all the way, right away. But if you practice that one thing day in and day out, after 66 days, you're not focused on that one action. You've put it into your routine. And then after that, make another healthy habit. Put that into practice. The other habit is already going to be part of your routine, so then you're going to constantly move forward. If you're depressed, listen to positive messages every day. For example, if you are suffering from anxiety, look for one of the methods like the touch method or even the sight method in order to kind of put that into practice to kind of help with the anxiety on a day-to-day basis. Now, this won't heal depression and this won't heal anxiety, but it'll allow you to put something into practice that minimizes and mitigates. Use this to create a catalyst of healthy living. You need to be in the driver's seat, right? Why don't you take the first step to making a difference in your own life? And once you've achieved your goal of what health is, you can even help others achieve theirs. Now, we call this the art of dying. And I know that it kind of seems weird that...
Like, why would it be that? Or, why would you choose that topic?
But the truth of the matter is, when we're looking at our destiny and when we're looking at where we're supposed to go, in order for something to live, something has to die. But you have to make a choice whether the one that dies is you or your demons. And this is what we can do to achieve that goal. While you're moving on through your 66 days, if you need any encouragement, if you need any insight, you can go back to any of the prior episodes of Savage Sunday. Maybe they can be used to inspire, maybe they could be used to give you some creative thinking, or maybe it can help you look at things from a different perspective. But continue to move forward. Don't stop, don't relent. I'm gonna be taking a small break from the Savage Sunday series because I'm gonna be working on some new music that I'm gonna be putting out. Now, I don't want you to take this as this is ending at all, because we are gonna continue moving forward and we are going to be moving on to bigger and better. I love what I do here. We're gonna continue to move forward together. But while you're waiting, take this step so you can enter into what is meant for you. The asylum exists between the heart and the mind. And once you've come to a place of wholeness, you can walk out into the world and you can be who you were destined to be. I love each and every single one of you, and I thank you for your support, and I thank you for tuning in. We've got bigger and better on the way. Until next time, God bless. Stay safe. Stay sane. This is Savage Sunday.
Welcome everyone to my asylum, where they judge a man for what he has inside him. But besides your mental health, just feel free to be yourself. Facing demons means you shouldn't have to hide them. Welcome everyone to my asylum.